Oh, we got a good crowd tonight. Good evening, everybody. Board of Trustees, regular meeting, number 2021-14. Today's date is August 10th, 2021, and it is 7:30 PM. Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Mayor Borderer.
Present.
Trustee Mallow.
Here.
Trustee Stalker.
Here.
Trustee Oliniechek.
Here.
Trustee Desmond.
Tim, are you there?
Oh, is he remote? Tim remote?
He's not next to me.
Well, he was going to call in, but he's not online here.
Okay.
So,
Trustee Pembroke.
Here.
We have a quorum.
please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Veterans may salute. Before I begin tonight's meeting, I'd like to take a moment of silence, recognizing our fallen police officer, Officer Eli French. So please join me in that. Hopefully, Officer French's death wakes up the conscience of America, that our police officers are the thin blue line between a orderly society and chaos. So rest in peace, Officer French, and I hope your death contributes to the wakening up of America. Now, I would like, number 3 on the agenda, an oath of office administered to our new village trustee. Village clerk, would you please swear in trustee of the 6th District, Ralph Sock? Yeah.
If you'll raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Ralph Sock,
I, Ralph Sock,
having been appointed to the office of village trustee,
having been appointed to the office of village trustee,
District 6,
District 6,
in the village of Oak Lawn,
in the village of Oak Lawn,
county of Cook,
county of Cook,
do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
and I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the office of village trustee
of the office of village trustee
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Ralph. Thanks. Yeah, that's good.
Trustee, would you like to introduce your family and your wife here in the
Oh,
audience?
I just have my daughter Morgan and my son Ryan.
Hi, Morgan. Hi, Ryan.
Yep, congratulations. You have anything more you want to say right now? You can probably do it under matters of the trustee.
I could do it when my trustee report.
All right,
That's fine.
okay, fine.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Do we have any public comments tonight, Madam
We
Clerk?
do.
Okay.
Michael Burke would be up first.
Michael? Trooper Burke, would you stand at the podium here at the microphone and give us your name? And are you an Oak Lawn resident? I should tell you that Trooper Burke was a state police officer for many years, one of my earliest training officers back in the day. Am I right, Mike?
You're correct,
Okay,
but I was a captain.
that's correct. You were captain.
I was also an Oak Lawn policeman.
Yes, he
believe it or
was.
not, in 1965 to 67. My concern is the excessive use of fireworks. I did a little survey between July 4th at 3 p.m. in the afternoon until 1 a.m. on the 5th, and it's getting worse than World War II, in my neighborhood, anyway. maybe not high on your list of serious things, but if you're 80 years old or 70 or 90 years old, you got a new baby or a pet, or a heart patient, maybe it's a little more serious than we think. Oak Lawn had responded to 63 calls for fireworks complaints on the above-mentioned, from the 3rd to 1 o'clock in the morning the next morning, or from 3 o'clock. They issued 12 citations. The citations don't seem to be doing the trick. It's not a deterrent. $50 fine. There was $50 fine back in 1995, I think. That amount has not risen, and it's no deterrent. There's just 2 mortar shells the guy can't buy if he pays the $50 fine. 12 citations. One guy got 3, and 2 other guys got 2, and they moved around from address to address. I checked with the fire department. Luckily, there were no runs to Christ Hospital for injuries with fireworks. That's a good thing. And I checked with the emergency room at Christ, and they had only 1 casualty that needed medical attention due to fireworks. This 50 feet out my back door, the bombs are going off. At 5177 West 88th Street, they blew out the house's front window. And it's 50 feet from my back door to 88th Street. They set up a launch right in the middle of 88th and 52nd Avenue. And I watched the cars come up, stop, then go around the launch and on down south on 52nd Avenue. They had a man standing a little ways with a remote, and he was blowing off the boomers. I know it's not the kind of thing you'd want to bring to the 5th District Court. My suggestion is we do something, publicize that you're going to enforce it in May and June of next year, and raise the $50 bill. I know the city of Aurora is dealing with the same problem, and they had a like experience.
Captain Burke,
Yes.
3 minutes are up. Okay, you have 3 minutes to speak, and your
I knew that.
minutes are up.
I never talked fast.
Okay, I know. But if you'd let me, I'd like to just comment a little bit about our police response here. From the midnight to midnight on the 4th of July, the Oak Lawn Police Department responded to over 200 911 emergency calls, including a very tragic fatality of a 2-year-old that was ran over in the driveway. When we make in-custody arrests for fireworks, we take patrolmen off the street for more than an hour and a half's worth of paperwork. Normally, we're running 14 to 16 patrolmen working the streets on the 4th of July night. You take 2 or 3 off for fireworks complaints, you're going to have to start stacking emergency 911 calls. That's why when I was the chief of patrol, we made a decision rather than in-custody arrest, we write tickets, $50 tickets. I realize it's not a big deterrent. The biggest problem for Illinois is every state around us sells fireworks, and it's not difficult to drive 12 miles into Indiana, load your car up, and come back and overwhelm the village of Oak Lawn, and I'm assuming many other communities here in Cook County with these fireworks things. I don't disagree with you. It's aggravating. My dog gets upset, but it's difficult. It's difficult for the police to do their job, their primary job, which is public safety, on the 4th of July, and make a lot of arrests. In addition to the emergency calls, they wrote a number of traffic tickets, too. I did my research, too, on the 4th of July, because I did receive a number of complaints from our residents on it. And it's very frustrating, and it's very difficult to control, unless we can get these other states to stop selling fireworks to our residents.
You're not going to do that.
I know.
You won't get
It's a
that.
problem, very frustrating.
I understand the difficulty enforcing the law. I was a police officer for 29 years, so I understand.
Well, thanks for bringing it to our
I
attention.
think you should try and boost the penalty, and next May and June, put it in the newspapers.
All right,
Going to enforce it.
good
You
suggestion.
need a little deterrent. It's not deterring them now.
Okay,
Thank you for your time.
you're welcome.
Mayor,
Yes.
could I make a suggestion that we do a review in our legal and ordinance review to see perhaps we can tweak it up for, I mean, because I am going to tell you that being former military, there was some of those mortars that went off that sounded like being on a battlefield. And I can't understand why somebody would find leisure or pleasure with blowing something off that loud. We should be able to classify and maybe up the ticket to, $1,000 fine, because in the one instance that Mr. Burke represented there, police came out 3 times, same individual. And he did not seem deterred from it, and from what I understand from Chief, that's pretty much common practice. So maybe it is time to review it in legal and ordinance and take a look at maybe a tiered fine based on the types of fireworks you're putting up.
It's a good suggestion, Trustee Olenichek. We'll look into that over this season and hopefully come up with some stronger enforcement action.
Thank you for your
Which
time.
doesn't take our policemen off the street for long periods of time. Okay, do we have another?
Yes, Kelly Mason would be next.
Kelly Mason. Kelly, are you an Oak Lawn resident?
Yes, I am. Kelly Mason, I live at 105th and Tripp Avenue. Earlier this year, I requested, actually earlier last month, I submitted a FOIA request with the understanding that Mayor Vorder had sent the contract for Mr. Phelan to Mr. Stalker's personal email. That was in the patch, and that was confirmed. So I actually FOIA'd the personal emails of Mayor Vorder and all of the trustees to determine kind of where we were with that, using personal email accounts for village business. For the public record, a preliminary search determined 14,000 emails, not including threads, have been exchanged in the last 18 months. So that's 14,000 emails that were village business that were on personal emails in the last 18 months. Based on that number, I believe conducting village business on personal emails has been a persistent and consistent practice and a dubious practice at best. I expect village officials to be transparent and to have integrity. The use of personal emails for village business smacks of secrecy and shady dealings, and it opens us to the very real possibility of security risks. All village business should be conducted only through village email. I will be narrowing my FOIA request, and I would expect that all members of this Board of Trustees discontinue the use of their personal email for village business. Thank you.
I fully support it.
And if I can qualify that, we had a meeting today, we discussed this. We're not on a different page. Trustee Stalker has been a personal friend of mine for a while. We golf together at least a couple times a week, and he is in my phone as a personal friend. And when I sent the contracts out to my colleagues on the board who were not personal friends, I just hit Trustee Stalker, Bud Stalker, and I didn't realize I was sending it to his personal account. I apologize for that. 99.9% of the business I do with the Village of Oak Lawn is done through the village websites. And I'd be more than happy, okay, just to give you my phone if you want to take a look at it. Not only my business, but my personal emails. I have nothing to be ashamed of. Thank you.
I just want to comment on that a little bit. What you have to understand is there's no ill intent, but we have to follow the rules. Part of the rules are just to make sure the village business stays on village phones, but the other part is our phones are searchable, and we should allow our village phones to be searchable, but we should not muddy up the water by making our personal phones. So thank you for your comments, and we'll try to do better. Okay? And our time is up.
It is.
Madam Clerk, any more?
Richard Mason?
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Ms. Rich. Are you an Oak Lawn resident?
I am.
Okay.
I'm here tonight to talk about my concerns about the recent appointment of the vacant District 6 trustee position. I was dismayed and disappointed to see how quickly the decision was made at the last board meeting to fill both the village manager position and then very quickly fill the district position. It seemed to me that there was not adequate consultation with the community, and it smacks of, quite honestly, some sort of backstretch insider dealings. You know, the District 6 is not the St. Catherine's Men's Club. Oak Lawn is not the St. Catherine's Men's Club. And it seems that what happened here, decision that you made, Mayor, and that the other trustees supported, was you just picked your buddy who was on the St. Catherine's Men's Club to fill this position. I felt like, as not a member of the St. Catherine's Men's Club, that the District 6 representative has not represented those of us who aren't in that select group adequately. And so going ahead and filling that position yet again with someone from that same private organization really concerns me. And, you know, I think time is up on this kind of buddy club you have, where you're just choosing friends. Time is for us to hold you accountable. That's on us. Time for us is to run candidates against you and take you off this board, because that's what needs to happen. It's far too incestuous, this whole thing that you've got going here. And I don't want to see any more of it. And the only way I'm going to be able to do that is I'm going to run candidates against you, and I'm going to hold the trustees responsible. Trustee Soch, you're going to be held responsible. You can expect to hear from me on any occasion. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Can I make a comment on that?
Sure.
I'd like very much for you to understand that it was known ahead of time that the village manager position had to be filled. It was also known well ahead of time that the probability was to be filled by a trustee. You must know that if you leave a district without a trustee for any amount of time, you leave their constituents unable to call the right man to do the job. And that's why we have to appoint someone for the people to call to get their thoughts and desires done in an expedient fashion. Now, the new trustee in District 6 is going to have a learning curve, but he has a group of people up here to help him with it, and he has a clerk that'll help him with it as well. Feel free to call him tomorrow, and he'll find the answer. That is why we appoint someone so quickly. It is not the buddy system, and I resent it. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Stalker. And, you know, certainly the people of this community pick every one of us that sit on this board through the election process. But when these circumstances come up, under the state law, it is my vote, with the support of this board, that picks the trustee. And I did my research, and when I saw Trustee Sock's resume, and I saw his volunteerism in the 6th District through his parish, I thought he would be the best appointment possible, and I wasn't going to play any political games just for showmanship and start interviewing a bunch of people that I didn't think could ever match this man's qualification. I stand by my appointment. I welcome you to find a candidate to run against me. That's how the process works, and we'll move forward from that point. Thank you, sir. I appreciate your comments.
Could I say one thing back or not? It's fine. It's fine if I can.
Fine, go ahead.
I disagree with you. That's your opinion. I know plenty of qualified candidates in District 6 that would have been happy and whose resumes I am sure would match those of Mr. Soch.
Then they should run in 4 years.
Yes, sir. That's your opinion, and I'm the mayor. It's my opinion, and it's my appointment. Thank you. Okay, we will move
There
on.
is one more.
One more? Okay.
I'm sorry, I can't catch the name, but it's regarding Duncan.
I'm sorry, I misunderstood what the sign sheet for.
Oh.
Just signing it every time we come in.
Oh, okay. Nope, that's okay.
All right, before we move on the
Oh,
agenda.
you had it?
Oh,
Oh, okay. Well, could she take
didn't
the
sign
place
up?
of the person that did, or no?
Normally, you have to sign in.
Yeah, you're required by law to sign in.
You have, is it related to an agenda item?
We came in during the storm, so we didn't.
Oh, okay.
Is it
Well,
related to an agenda item on the agenda tonight? Is it a,
Is it related to the agenda? Yes, it's related to what I was talking to.
Sure, go ahead. Go ahead. Just state your name, and are you an Oak Lawn resident?
My name is Rita McElroy. I live at 9821 South Kilbourne Avenue for 51 years. I'm here today, we're representing the block of 97th and Kilbourne to 99th and Kilbourne, where if we don't do something, someone's going to be killed. We've had 4 accidents in recent months. These are the signatures of all the people from 97th to 99th. All we're asking for is a 4-way stop. Why they didn't put it in when they did it at 96th, 97th, 98th, but people are coming in from Cicero, coming across 98th, swerving in and out, going to Costner. We have like a racetrack. So I'm telling all of you, I'm not asking for favors. It's a must. It's a must that we have 9 children on the west side of Kilbourne between 98th and 99th, all under 10 years old. So we're not playing political games or anything. I'm just here to tell you, it's very, very serious. I've seen trucks coming now from 99th. A lot of what contributes to it is the Southwest Highway, which was opened up, as it should have been, for the hospital. Now they're coming south. Now they're going over 95th with the light. And they're going right past my home, right on. Then you can even see many of them continuing on past 99th. And there's a curve up there. There's going to be an accident there. So I'm just saying to everyone, please, whether it's whatever you can do, put in a 4-way stop at 98th and Kilbourne. That's what all of us ask.
Thank you, Mrs. McElroy. And I live in that neighborhood, and I cannot agree with you more. When the stoplight went in at 95th and Kilbourne, I was the trustee in that district. I met with all the residents that live on Kilbourne Avenue and told them that as we see the traffic patterns develop because of the light, we would address their concerns. There is a process for a stop sign, and I think 96th, 97th, okay, did that, okay, and the stop signs went up. Now we have this process that your petitions will represent. We'll get it to the Traffic Review Committee, and I'm sure we can get this done.
Well, even the police officers know, and I have the greatest respect for them, that there isn't a lot of activity coming from Cicero around 96th and 97th. At 98th, that's where they're coming in because the traffic's so heavy on Cicero,
Right.
trying to avoid. So what I'm just telling Mr. Mayor, we have small children. We have many teenagers. We sometimes have a problem backing out of our homes because of all the traffic that's going up and down. So it isn't a question of, is it necessary? It has to be done. A 4-way stop has to go in at 98.
Those are petitions,
These are they.
could you give them to your trustee?
Surely.
And we'll get the process moving and look into this.
Thank you. I'll bring it to you, sir.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Here, I'll take that from you. She was cool.
Thank you.
Okay, that's it for public comments?
Yes.
Okay,
And I don't know you from.
all right, before we get into the regular agenda, is there any conflict of interest for any of you trustees or myself on this agenda or any items on the agenda? Hearing none, we'll move on. Number 6, approval of the closed meeting minutes, number 2021-8, dated May 25th, 2021. Is there a motion to approve, subject to corrections or changes?
Second.
No, we need it first.
I motion.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Second. Roll call, please.
Trustee Mallow.
yes?
Trustee Stalker.
Yes.
Trustee Oliniechek.
Yes.
Trustee Sack.
Yes.
Trustee Pembroke.
Yes.
Motion passes. Approval of closed meeting minutes 2021-9 dated June 8th, 2021. Subject to any corrections or approval changes, is there a motion to approve?
I'll motion.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Trustee Mallow.
Yes.
Trustee Stalker.
Yes.
Trustee Oliniechek.
Yes.
Trustee Sack.
Yes.
Trustee Pembroke.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Approval of regular meeting minutes, 2021-12, dated July 13th, 2021. Subject to any corrections?
Motion to approve.
A second?
Second.
Trustee Mallow.
Yes.
Trustee Stalker.
Yes.
Trustee Oliniechek.
Yes.
Trustee Sack.
Yes.
Trustee Pembroke.
Yes.
Number 9, approval of special meeting minutes, 2021-13, dated July 13th, 2021.
Motion to approve.
Second? There's a
I'll
second?
second. I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Trustee Mallow.
Yes.
Trustee Pembroke.
Yes.
Trustee Stalker.
Yes.
Trustee Oliniechek.
Yes.
Trustee Sack.
Yes.
Motion approved. Okay, moving on to 10, it's new business for trustees. We'll start in District 2. Alex?
Yeah, I just have one thing that I'd like to share. Our police department does a phenomenal job in handling the day-to-day business, so does our dispatch. And when you get an email from a resident that feels so positive about an experience that they have with a police officer, I think it's very important that we recognize this patrolman. I believe Patrolman Williamson's been with us for how many years?
Williams, he's been with us about 12.
I'm sorry, I can't hear it.
Williams.
Williams, he's been with us about 12 years.
12 years. And it's an email from a resident, I won't use her name, but this long overdue letter, which I'm expressing my gratitude towards one of your patrol officers. Patrolman Williamson responded to a call for service at my residence approximately 1 month ago to resolve a dispute between my ex-fiancee and a male friend of mine. So it's a domestic dispute. And she goes on, it's a very long, well-written email explaining all the things that this police officer had to go through to bring the situation under control, maintain calm, go through some pretty, in her own words, abusive behaviors that were going on and lack of respect. She goes on to say, to his great credit, your officer quickly regained his composure and shortly thereafter ended the confrontation and allowed my ex to depart the scene. I wish I could report my ex as a changed man, but anyone who was associated with him knows that would be impossible. Officer Williams, is a very competent officer. Unfortunately, he is not a miracle worker. I'm grateful that he, in his service to our community, and this is a resident, and from a police officer's standpoint, he doesn't know what's going to happen. He just knows that he's coming in there. And I think it sheds light to what our police do day in, day out. And unfortunately, some of our legislators don't appreciate our police and don't support our police the way they should. And it's unfortunate that, as the mayor said, when you lose respect for your police, you lose respect for your community, and bad things do happen. So, again, Chief, I commend you and the force for the job that you do day in and day out, and this is just a glimmer of some of the things that go on there. But I also want to thank our police for handling not just this situation, but many others. And it's compelling when a resident understands that that police officer was put in a difficult situation, was able to control the situation, maintain calm, and make sure that that family went home and he went home that day. So please thank him for me, and I think it's important that the residents of the Village of Oak Lawn continue to support our police for the fine job that they do under the circumstances that you're in. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Trustee Oliniechek. District 3?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I only have a couple comments just in regards to our Sunday concert. Our last Sunday concert was canceled due to the weather. I appreciate the patch putting something out as quickly as possible. It's difficult when weather comes in and we have those cancellations. We don't want people to be out and in danger. So we do the best we can to make those decisions as early as we can. We do have 2 upcoming concerts on the 15th and the 22nd, the next 2 Sundays, and that will conclude the Sunday concert season until the Fall on the Green, and then we will have 2, possibly 3, with the reschedule of the concert from this last Sunday after the Fall on the Green. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, District 3. District 4?
Yeah, no new business, Mr. Mayor.
District 5?
Yeah, I wanted to talk about something that's very important, very pleasant, rodents. I don't think that was my first choice, but I've been forced to because I've had so many complaints. Unfortunately, the Village of Oak Lawn has many places, a lot of shrubbery, a lot of construction, a lot of things are going on in the village, and it's disturbing the young rodents, and they're out looking for food. And I ask you, please, check our website. We have recommendations as to how to handle trash and things like that, how to cut down on habitat that rodents might be frequenting, and in general, how to get rid of them. We also have a preferred vendor that will work with the neighborhood to put traps in a couple of houses and split the cost between all the residents. The Village of Oak Lawn cannot put traps on private property, but we do put traps on public property. So please, we'll work with you if you'll work with us. Check the website. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Stalker. District 6?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Also, Mr. Mayor, thank you for appointing me to the District 6 trustee. And also thank you to my fellow board members for approving that appointment. As I told the mayor when I sat down with him, the reason I wanted to do this is because I've lived in Oak Lawn 50 of my 55 years, and all 50 of those have been within District 6. It's where I grew up. It's what I know. My children went to the same grammar school, graduated from where I did. This is where I was raised. It's where I chose to raise my family, and I love the Village of Oak Lawn. So I'm looking forward to working with my fellow board members to continue to make Oak Lawn a great place to live. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Trustee.
Thank you.
We will move on to the village manager's report. A report?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor. I didn't get a chance at the last meeting to kind of give my parting words as a trustee, and I don't want to belabor the point too much, but I do want to say, and it's unfortunate Mr. Mason left, that in the 16, 17 years that we've been involved, we saw a lot of things happen at this village board table, a lot of it not good, a lot of it political, the bickering, the infighting, the palace intrigue, the double crossing, and I have to say, since 2013-14, and I wasn't on the board at the time for a couple of years, this board has done a phenomenal job. And I don't mean to say that because I'm a part of it or I know these people. I think the measurables, the things that I would like to see as a taxpayer or as a resident, the verifiable, not political statements that oftentimes people make when they sit up here. We look at taxes and how this board fought hard to make our property taxes some of the lowest in the area, which is often not evident because other taxing bodies that are on your tax bill are raising their taxes, many of them to the maximum level each year. So we do a newsletter every year to try to educate people to look at your tax bills and see that this village has done a tough job. We had 400 plus employees at one point, Dan, almost 500. We're now under 300. Much of what's being done is done by people, who are working hard, doing what they can with less resources, and I don't think that's, we don't talk about that enough. If I'm sitting at home and I'm looking at people up here, I want to know, are you spending my tax dollars wisely? And I think, again, look at your property tax bill. Look at the percentage the Village of Oak Lawn takes compared to other taxing bodies like schools. It's important to note that. And the other thing is security. And I always say this. This is what I would like to look at if I'm a taxpayer. Am I safe, and are you spending my money wisely? We also try to show each newsletter the comparable crime statistics of other communities, and we favor very well. You don't like to do that. You don't like to make other communities look bad, but it's important to remind people, our police, our fire, our 911 center is probably without peer in the area. And I think it's important for people to know that. Business community, our economic development is booming. We have stores, restaurants, opening up, about to open up, new interest all over the place. So it's frustrating when people cast aspersions and suggest there's insider deals and buddy, and malign a parish group when all that's intended is to bring good people on to continue the good work of this board. And I just wanted to make that known. I'm honored that this board, after 3 months, what's not known is we did go out and look for village manager candidates. We interviewed some. And at the end, it just came down to a collective thought that, okay, I've been doing this 16, 17 years on and off, familiar with it. And as the mayor said to me when he called me, he said, well, you wouldn't need a lot of learning curve. And that's been the case. Not that I know everything, I don't. But the staff around this organization, the department heads, are top-notch. And we're fortunate in that regard. So I just wanted to make that clear to the people out there who might hear these things and wonder what happened. The process was transparent. It took 3 months. Unfortunately, we're not on Facebook and social networks broadcasting every move we make because A, it's not necessary, and B, it's not what governments do. So again, I want to thank the board for entrusting in me the village manager position. I'm going to do my level best like I've done all these years to make sure your taxes are not misspent and that this is a safe community to raise your family and operate a business. Thank you.
Manager, and I'm very confident with my appointment to you to this job. And like you said, and my thoughts is Trustee Phelan, now Village Manager Phelan, will hit this job running, and we won't have a learning curve if we bring an outsider in. And there's a lot of exciting things happening here in the Village of Oak Lawn, and we have been working on them for years. And Trustee Phelan, now Village Manager Phelan, was always instrumental in bringing in new business, looking at the accounts, looking at the finances. That's what he does. And he will make, in my opinion, an excellent village manager. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Trustee Phelan.
Thank you, Mayor.
And let's work together and make this village even a better place. Okay, thank you. All right, we're moving on to the consent agenda. All items on the consent agenda are routine and have brought forward at the direction of the Board of Trustees and will be enacted with one motion. If discussion is desired, that item will be removed from the consent agenda and considered separately. A request to approve Oak Lawn Community High School Homecoming Parade on Wednesday, September 29, 2020, beginning at 6:30 p.m. from a live church at 89th and Austin, formerly known as the Oak Lawn Westland Church, and continue the route south on Austin Avenue to the high school football stadium. B, a request for the Board of Trustees to approve and direct the Fire and Police Commission to promote one lieutenant and one sergeant from the current eligibility list due to a retirement. Requesting Board of Trustees approval and direction of the Fire and Police Commission to promote one fire lieutenant, one fire engineer due to a retirement. D, requesting the Board of Trustees approval and direction of the Fire and Police Commission to promote one battalion chief, one captain, one lieutenant, and one engineer due to the promotion to the assistant fire chief. E, the request of the Board of Trustees approval of the 2021 band schedule for Fall in the Green, totaling $15,250. F, ordinance 21-1467, an ordinance designating an honorary street name, Auguste Barron Way, from 53rd Court from 94th Street to 95th Street. G, request to approve a zoning and planning commission referral for a special use permit for a bar and restaurant in an office zoning district, 9600 South Pulaski. Geneva Griffin is the petitioner, and H is an ordinance granting that license. I, a request to approve the zoning and planning commission referral for a special use permit for a tattoo studio, 9722 South Cicero. Miguel Sora is the petitioner. Ordinance 21-1469, an ordinance granting a special use permit for that tattoo business, 9722 South Cicero. K is an ordinance amending Title 6, Chapter 11, Section 3 of the Oak Lawn Village Code entitled Design and Construction Regulations. L, ordinance 2114-71, an ordinance amending certain provisions of Title I of the Oak Lawn Village Code, Rules of Order, Public Participation. M, a request for the Board of Trustees approval of a code compliance grant program application for 4,000 West 111th Street. The King Realty Company Incorporated is the petitioner. N is a resolution approving a code compliance grant in the amount of $35,000 for 4,000 West 111th Street, King Realty Company. And O is a resolution appointing members to various committees within the Village of Oak Lawn. A motion, please?
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to request G and H.
First we get a motion, second.
Motion to approve. Motion to approve, Terry.
Okay, a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
Yes.
Yes.
I'd like to remove E, I, and J.
E, I, and J. Trustee Pembroke?
Yeah, I'd like to remove G and H.
G and H. Anything else? Anybody else? All right, we're taking a vote on A, B, C, D, F, K, L, M, N, and O. A motion to approve?
Make a motion to approve.
Oh, we already have it? A call a roll, please.
Oh. Trustee Mallow.
Yes.
Trustee Stalker.
Yes.
Trustee Oliniechek.
Yes.
Trustee Sack.
Yes.
Trustee Pembroke.
Yes.
Okay. E is a request for the Board of Trustees approval of the 2021 band schedule for Fall in the Green totaling $15,250. Should we take that individually, Paul? You want to discuss that?
Yeah, that was just going to be pulled, just because I just wanted everybody to understand that.
Let's get a motion.
Okay.
A motion.
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve, a second.
Second.
Okay.
Okay, now go
Roll
ahead.
call?
I just wanted to let everybody know that the 2021 band schedule was pretty much what the 2020 schedule was that got canceled. But I did want to make sure we brought this to the board. The dollars are pretty much the same, if not less, than what they were in 2020 for the Fall in the Green. And in your packet, you'll see the bands that are going to be playing. That's been broadcast out. So I just wanted to make that mention.
Okay. Let's move on to,
Call for.
oh, do we take the vote?
You have to vote on it.
Okay, take the vote, please.
Trustee Mallow.
Yes.
Trustee Stalker.
Yes.
Trustee Oliniechek.
Yes.
Trustee Sack.
Yes.
Trustee Pembroke.
Yes.
Okay, we'll move on to G and H, a request to approve the Zoning and Planning Commission referral for a special use permit for a bar and restaurant in the Office Zoning District, 9600 South Pulaski. Geneva Griffin is the petitioner, and H is an ordinance granting that special use permit for that bar and zone restaurant. A motion?
Make a motion
I'll
to
make-
approve?
Second.
Also, okay.
Discussion?
Yeah, I have some concerns about the owner of this strip mall. Doesn't he in arrears and fines to the city at this point?
Jamie, could you talk into the microphone here a little bit?
I'm sorry. The owner of the mall, doesn't he have in arrears on fines with the village? Is he in a position to bring those up to date or become current? Do you have
Are they here?
any information on that?
Here.
Anybody here
Or the
from
mall
that?
here by any chance? Hi, Geneva.
Hi, Janine.
Yeah, no, they're not your fines. They're the owner of the mall. He's
What a surprise, huh?
Bring her up.
with
Yeah, we do have an excessive amount of fines against the owner of the mall, not against this petitioner. I believe those fines are in excess of, I'm $30,000. But we're working through the court systems to either get that mall to shape up to the community standards or to collect those fines. Am I correct, Paul?
That's correct. I was just looking for the amount of fines, but the mayor is correct. It's the building
I
owner.
thought it was around 25,000, but
Yes.
okay.
They're outstanding, that's correct.
Okay.
Terry, can we get Geneva up here too?
Sure,
About her business.
Come up and explain what you want to do there. And please talk into the microphone. Okay, that's pretty loud with the rain hitting the ceiling here.
No. Hello, everyone. I'm Geneva Griffith. I was looking to open a bar and grill on 9600 Pulaski Road. I'm a resident of the community. I've been a resident for 5 years now. I recently retired and just wanted to do something extra with my life and time. I know it was on the last meeting, it was a concern in reference to the hours that I plan to open and the seating charge. I don't know if those questions are still being questions. I brung in the hours operation along with the revised chart that was requested from the last meeting.
No, I saw the seating chart in the packet, and I thought it looked nice. I did have a question, now it slipped my mind. Right?
I think what's happening here is that you're trying to get the owner of the property to comply with the ordinances and correct the violations.
What are the hours?
Not your problem.
I don't know.
All right, what are the hours of operation, Geneva?
Sunday through Wednesday, 11 a.m. to 12 a.m. Thursday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 2 a.m.
Will there be gaming here, or is
No.
that, okay, I didn't see that in the plan, so
No gaming.
okay. Just what,
I did
the
remember.
Mm-hmm.
name of the place is,
GG's Spot Bar and Grill.
okay,
That's pretty much my name, Geneva Griffith.
all right.
Yeah,
Right.
Paul, at our liquor commissioner hearing, Geneva guaranteed me that she was not interested in gaming. As you know, the village is very concerned about a proliferation of gaming parlors without bringing something addition to the village of Oak Lawn like a restaurant. And she assured me that she's not interested in gaming, and she's also guaranteed that she would, if in fact she should change her mind, because we're certainly not opposed to business people making money, that she would wait a year before she came back and requested the type of licensing that would allow her gaming. Am I correct?
Correct.
Okay. Did you have another question?
I
Jamie?
did. When I was reading through your material, did you say that you're going to have an age requirement of 35?
Yes, 35 and older.
Okay. How are you going to be able to enforce that? I don't.
Pretty much.
A 21-year-old knocks on your door?
Oh, no, we'll have security at the door
Oh, okay.
at all times to enforce that rule.
Oh,
I-
okay.
Interesting concept.
Don't
Yeah.
want to too much deal with the younger crowd. Want to keep down any unnecessary drama, or I just want a peaceful environment.
Yeah, as a trustee in that district, I'm all for that. Yeah.
Are you married to the name GG Spot? I mean, is that something that we are going to have in the village of Oak Lawn, or is that?
Yes, I'm married to my husband, Griffin. And of course, he wanted his name to be incorporated in the business, so
I thought it was GG for Geneva Griffin.
yeah, just Gigi's, yeah, Geneva, then I didn't want to
Okay.
put his name, so I'm like, okay, I'll give you the last name. I'll put you
And
somewhere.
it's going to be a grill? I mean,
Yeah, bar and grill.
okay. So maybe the word spot can be looked at?
Yeah, he's
maybe?
fine. Like,
Could be grill or
Place?
place, or, yeah, I mean, when you think place, you start to think about gaming.
oh, no, no game.
Start
I'm
to
not
see
a
that,
gambler,
so,
so I don't want to be bothered with it.
well, good luck to you.
Okay.
Any other questions? Oh, hearing no other questions, let's take a roll call, please.
Trustee Mallow.
Yes.
Trustee Stalker.
Yes.
Trustee Oliniechek.
Yes.
Trustee Sack.
Yes.
Trustee Pembroke.
No.
Congratulations on a successful business. Now we move on to I and J. I is a request to approve zoning and planning commission referral for a special use permit for a tattoo studio, 9722 South Cicero, and an ordinance approving that tattoo parlor. Is
That's
there a
me.
motion?
Motion approved.
Second?
I'll second it.
Is Miguel here? You want to come up to the microphone, Miguel? Is Tony here, the owner of no, okay. We're always looking for the owners of the locations, and we can't seem to find them.
Yeah, I was trying to get him to come out, but I just was unfortunately able to contact him.
Okay. And I did read his letter, and he is very interested in you opening. I did see that there's black felt on the windows currently, so you are
Yes.
preparing yourself.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, you want to tell us a little bit about what you're planning?
So
Do there?
essentially, I just plan on opening as a private tattoo studio. I am appointment only, so I don't plan on necessarily having any traffic in or out aside from my appointments. I've been tattooing for 13 years now. It's my career. It's what I provide for my family, or essentially provide for them. It's what I
What's
do.
the name, Miguel?
Angels and Kings Collective.
Okay. All right, no spot in there anywhere?
No.
Okay, good.
No.
That's all I have.
You know, I'm a little bit concerned about the signage
Yes.
at the front of your place. Have you know, you do have to go to the Architectural Review Committee for your signage.
Yes.
Have you done any preliminary designs on that?
I have not. I haven't done any designs yet. I wanted to get approved before I started that process. I did speak to the owner, Tony, about the sign, just because it was existing there before I actually acquired the storefront. So I want to essentially include him in whatever design we do decide on.
Okay.
Okay, now the sign that you're talking about is the one on the roof? Or no, something on the front?
No,
Because I don't
the-
think the roof sign is actually good right now with ordinance, but so we would be looking to see if that sign would be removed. That's why I was hoping Tony would be here.
Right. So I haven't made any plans for that sign on the roof. I was planning on replacing the awning. Before I did actually acquire it, I did mention him removing it, but he never gave me a direct answer as to what he planned on doing with it.
Okay.
Well, I would be concerned about real gaudy advertising on the front of your window, bright lights and neon lights and things of that. So I wish you the best of success, but
Sure.
this is a peaceful community. And of course, tattooing is different today than it was in my day.
Absolutely.
Okay, and I don't want to be an old fogey, but
No, absolutely.
I don't want to see gaudiness on
No, I don't.
Monroe Avenue.
I don't plan on putting any lights or decals on the windows. I plan on keeping that just with the black curtains, the drapes that are there now. I was just planning on maybe doing something with the awning.
Okay. Any other questions? Roll call, please.
Trustee Mallow.
Yes.
Trustee Stalker.
Yes.
Trustee Oliniechek.
Yes.
Trustee Sack.
Yes.
Trustee Pembroke.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Good luck.
I do not have any on me. Sorry.
Always bring it.
Free tattoos for board members.
I was just asking if
Your wives will love it.
Never mind.
Thank you.
Mine too. All right, again, congratulations, and hopefully you do a successful business over there. Thank you. All right, 13, request to approve the Zoning and Planning Commission referral for a parking variation, landscaping and setback variations at 9500 South 50th Court. Amen Panjwani is the petitioner, you're here? Okay. And an ordinance granting that parking and landscaping berth variation. This is for the new Dunkin' Donuts on 95th Street? I know you've been working very, very hard to come up with an acceptable design which meets the standards and concerns of us as far as parking and backing up as we have problems with our Starbucks at 100.
Yeah.
And you've been working very, very hard to come up with a design that can work with a lot of.
Yeah, and we
Yeah.
feel like.
Okay.
Hold on, real quick.
Let me first get a motion.
Yeah, motion to approve. Motion to approve, Mayor.
Second, okay. A second?
I'll second.
Okay.
Let me first start by saying, before we jump to roll call, we've been working with Duncan for quite a time now, back and forth with two-story buildings to now a single-unit building. Did pass through. We were concerned with the traffic coming in and out of that Duncan. Mr. Pandwani, who we met with here with the mayor, came up with a different plan. a better plan as far as I see, being able to stack cars so those cars are not going to interfering to the Patriot Station back and forth. So I think we have a good plan here, and that's why this is back on the agenda. So, thank you.
All right, I think we have a motion and a second. Let's call the roll call on this.
Trustee Mallow.
Yes.
Trustee Stalker.
Yes.
Trustee Oliniechek.
Yes.
Trustee Sack.
Yes.
Trustee Pembroke.
Yes.
Congratulations, sir. Welcome to the Village of Oakland. You already have a couple of stores.
Yes,
up
we do,
there.
but we're excited to open this one finally.
Yeah, it's a premier location.
Yes, sir.
You do very good there.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
And I would like to comment too, if I could. This is an example of a business owner working with a government, probably to the greatest extent I've ever seen. I don't know how many times you've been back here, how many different changes we've requested, and we know it's not easy, and we appreciate it.
Yeah, well, we're aiming to be here for the next 50 years. So whatever we can do to work with the village, work with the residents, that's what we want.
Great. Thank you.
Did you say only 50 years? That's not a long-term commitment.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Okay, Village Clerk's report.
We have the disbursement resolution, number 2021-14D-1, approval of semi-monthly disbursements dated June 22nd, 2021, in the amount of $1,978,408.96. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
The second?
Second.
Roll call.
Trustee Mallow.
Yes.
Trustee Stalker.
Yes.
Trustee Oliniechek.
Yes.
Trustee Sack.
Yes.
Trustee Pembroke.
Yes.
B?
Disbursement Resolution 2021-14D-2, approval of semi-monthly disbursements dated July 27th, 2021, in the amount of $1,635,120.62. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call.
Trustee Mallow.
Yes.
Trustee Stalker.
Yes.
Trustee Oliniechek.
Yes.
Trustee Sack.
Yes.
Trustee Pembroke.
Yes.
Motion
And
passes.
C,
D?
Disbursement Resolution 2021-14D-3, semi-monthly disbursements dated August 10th, 2021, in the amount of $6,430,002.88. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Mr. Sack did.
Sack.
I will second it.
Okay.
Claire, I call the motions.
Trustee Mallow.
Yes.
Trustee Stalker.
Yes.
Trustee Oliniechek.
Yes.
Trustee Sack.
Yes.
Trustee Pembroke.
Yes.
Motion approved. Okay, the village manager's report. A is a request to approve a liquor license and review commission referral 6-0 for a Class I, Class N liquor license for GG Spot Bar and Grill at 9600 Pulaski Road. And B is ordinance 2114 granting that liquor license. A motion?
Motion to approve.
Second?
I'll second it.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Trustee Mallow.
Yes.
Trustee Stalker.
Yes.
Trustee Oliniechek.
Yes.
Trustee Sack.
Yes.
Trustee Pembroke.
Yes.
Motion approved. I was informed today that Shake Shack will be cutting their ribbons and opening in the first 2 weeks of September. I don't have a solid date yet, but there is another example of the business community and the desire to locate here in Oak Lawn. I think since I've become the mayor, I probably have cut 20 ribbons already for new businesses, and it might be the most exciting part of my job. I have a couple of proclamations I'd like to make. The first is ovarian cancer awareness. Ovarian cancer is a deadly disease which is difficult to diagnose, and many times it isn't diagnosed until the fourth stage of cancer. Recently, Joe and myself, we lost a good friend of ours, okay, to it. The organization the NOCC is a nonprofit 501c3, which is going to be tying teal ribbons to our street lights on 95th Street in the month of September to make people aware, hopefully, of ovarian cancer. And I have a proclamation here, too, on the payroll week proclamation. Whereas American Payroll Association and more than 20,000 members have launched a nationwide public awareness campaign that pays tribute to nearly 150 million people who work in the United States and the payroll professionals who support the American system by paying wages, reporting worker earnings, and withholding federal employment taxes. Whereas the week in which the Labor Day falls has been proclaimed National Payroll Week, I hereby give additional support to the efforts of the people who work in the state of Illinois and in the village of Oak Lawn by proclaiming the first week of September as the payroll week for this. Signed, the mayor of the village of Oak Lawn. That's all I have. I will take a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
A second?
Second.
Roll call?
Trustee Mallow.
Yes.
Trustee Stalker.
Yes.
Trustee Oliniechek.
Yes.
Trustee Sack.
Yes.
Trustee Pembroke.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Let me see. No gunshot.